What's up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood DJ Jazz Hands here at Wizard World 2017 with Emily Ann, the author, writer, pretty much like everything with the Labyrinth Wall book series, which is fantastic. How are you enjoying Wizard World so far?
Love it, love it. So my favorite thing is always the cosplays. I always say it and I'll say it again. Love the costumes. People do a great job and I'm having a good time.
Awesome. What's been the kind of coolest cosplay you've seen so far?
Oh, okay. Well, there was a guy on stilts that was like way super high. I couldn't even see it was crazy. It was crazy. So that was amazing. I've seen a really beautiful Belle, and with Beauty and the Beast just coming out, loved that. So there's just been so many good ones. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So can you tell us a little bit about your book, like about the Labyrinth Wall or your book series in general?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. Sure. So I love labyrinths. So I thought, well, what would be like a take I haven't seen before on a labyrinth? What would make it new and interesting? So I thought, well, what if it's actually told from the perspective of the labyrinth inhabitant? You know, the person or the creature that you would encounter going inside, rather than someone that has to venture in for one reason or another. So that's what got it all going. And so I wrote about Arena. She's on the cover. And she's actually part of a whole society of people living in this labyrinth. There's a map of it right there. So they've been in this labyrinth, forever. They think that's it until Arena sees a guy walk through a wall, which she's never seen that, into the labyrinth, and she's going, how did he do that? More importantly, where did he come from? And if there's something outside, why are we all stuck in here? So it's actually a series, and it's her trying to solve these mysteries.
That's really cool. I like that idea, and I like this whole kind of like you're the bull from ancient Greek mythology. And you're looking at it at that point of view instead of the hero going in. Now, you said that you had like a love for Labyrinth Walls. What were some of the inspirations? Or what were some of the inspirations that were like, oh man, I love labyrinths? Or how did that start? Yeah. What inspired you?
Yes, great questions. Thank you. So Labyrinth, the movie, of course, love that with David Bowie. All the Muppets, all that. Love it. Hoggle. Sorry, I could go on. I could just go on. Yeah, but I love Labyrinth. So, and that always, I think it intrigued me because I was thinking there could just be anything lurking in a labyrinth. You don't know what's around the corner. Anything goes almost from a writing perspective. You could almost get away with anything. So I was like, that's exciting for a setting. And then as far as past that, fantasy-wise, I've always loved Terry Brooks. I've always loved Tolkien. I'm very inspired by those fantasy worlds, so I wanted to do that. And I also love the style of Hunger Games. I love Hunger Games overall, but I wanted to take that kind of first-person, fast-paced style with a lot of action and apply that to a fantasy book. So that's kind of how it all bundled up and came to be. That's
fantastic, and I love always hearing kind of the backside of how this book was created or how this story kind of came to be. Now, kind of and it's in the same kind of basis, your main characters, are they kind of based off of people that are based off of, because Indiana Jones, I know when Steven Spielberg was creating him and George Lucas, they he was based off of somebody. Is it kind of based loosely off of somebody that you knew, or?
People have asked that, and I wouldn't say a specific character is based off of a specific person, but I would say that definitely, the qualities of these people, I definitely draw on what I know. That's key for writers. So I definitely say that I draw on what I know, and it's actually interesting. I wanted to, with the main character, I think she has some qualities that do relate to me, but I wanted to explore some qualities that were challenging for me because I wanted to get into that mindset and to question and try to understand a different mindset. So I actually did that too, where I thought of things that challenges that people have, and I thought, well, I want to, for example, I don't want to tell too much, but she's got some qualities that, I thought, well, I want to write about that because I want to try to understand how a person ticks like that, what makes them tick like that.
Yeah, and that's totally understandable, and I really like getting that kind of backstory and the behind the scenes, not behind the scenes too much, but the inspirations, like I said. Now, you have 2 books in the series, correct?
Yes, absolutely. There are 2 that are out, that are available. They're out there, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, any of that. But there's actually a 3rd book in the editing stages. Woohoo! Yes, and there will be a 4th book for the total. It will be a 4-book series.
4-book series, that's really cool. I like that. But what I wanted to ask was, because I remember watching an interview with you a while back where somebody said that with the book, a lot of the fans kind of had some of the. Are you were influenced a lot by somewhat by a lot of the fan kind of input? So how much fan input was in the second book?
Yeah, that's a great question. I can't exactly point to anything specifically that I would say, well, this came directly from, something a fan said. But readers are so great, and I encourage them to come and talk to me. I tell them to leave me reviews, and honest reviews. I want the good, bad, and the ugly, and all in between. I love that feedback. I think it's great. So I definitely think it influenced some of my, motivation, with going on with the series, and just how I decided to present some of the details and things like that. So it's been good.
That's fantastic. Now, two more questions. One, is there any advice you would like to give to somebody that wants to try to get into the world of creating a book or creating their own stories or anything like that?
Absolutely. Thanks for asking. Well, what's funny is I always feel like I'm learning. We're always on a journey growing, in our own skill. But I can share one thing that's been very helpful for me is I like to write down everything, every idea I have. Doesn't matter how silly at the time, if I go back and I look at it and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I have it there. If you jot all that down, then when you either get ready to start a new story, you have material already to draw from, or even in the middle of a story, sometimes those little ideas, they may not be a whole story themselves, but they can be little plot twists or they can be things that tie in. So having that list of ideas is huge, wonderful material for later on.
That's fantastic, and I always like to ask people who are in this type of business, what kind of advice, because there's a lot of people out there that want to do, what you do and what everybody does.
You should do it. Do what you love.
Do it. Do it. But so you're also a artist, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
So have you drawn some of your characters?
I have, yes. That's a great question. I actually was fortunate to be able to do the book covers. I've got like a graphic here that I did of a character from the book. So I have several prints and designs, and actually I have something exciting coming up. I'll give you guys a sneak peek. I can't
That's awesome.
tell you a whole lot of details about this, but I can just show you one thing I'm working on. I just got to find the right one here. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're totally cool. Just it's exclusive.
This ahead of time, but I wasn't sure. This is a last minute sneak peek thing. Where is it? I'm gonna find it.
You're totally fine, and this is. Thank you again.
Got it.
Yes.
So that it's coloring. That's the sneak peek, and you'll know later why that's such a big sneak peek. Sneak peek.
That's so cool.
I love, as a creative, I really believe in not limiting yourself and doing what you love, whatever that looks like. So for me, I bounce between writing and art. And when I run dry in one area, switching over, playing with the visuals really motivates me, and I get back to the other area, and vice versa.
That's fantastic. So besides, last question, I know because I said, oh, we got two more questions, and then I kind of went off. But last question, do you have, besides the other two books, do you have maybe another series in mind after that, or is there other work that you can talk about or hint at?
Ooh, I don't know that I can drop hints, but I can tell you that yes, that how I was telling you I have all these writing ideas. Yes, there's lots and lots of things that I am working on and I want to do. I love this series, so I'm excited to see that get concluded. And I'll miss that, but I am looking forward to other ideas too. So, yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Emily Ann. This has been fantastic. And we're going to get back to more awesomeness here at Wizard World 2017. Jazz hands. Bye, guys.